Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Nice to see you all. It's so nice to be here with all of you here under the trees. You can hear the hummingbirds chirping. When are you ever close enough to hear hummingbirds chirping? It's lovely. Hinei ma tov u'manayim. It is certainly good to be here and to be together as we welcome Shabbat together this evening. Let's bring a little bit of extra light into our Shabbat celebration. We'll light our Shabbat candles on page 2 or 120.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Continue with Kiddush on page 5 or 123.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron le'maaseh bereshit, ki hu yom techila le'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher letziat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת אמן. חיים. This week we have a double portion of Torah. I know. I think I'm back. All right. We have a double portion of Torah. One might say it's extra nutritious. The double portion is matot maseh. And the word matot means tribes. And maseh means journeys or treks. And when I spoke this week with Glenn and Jane Fisher, the couple that we are about to honor tonight with the 50th wedding anniversary, they had just returned from some serious treks in the Sierras. I think 3 multi-day treks in the Sierras. They reported to me that these weren't necessarily new trails that they were on, but somehow they feel steeper as they have aged. But the fact that they are still taking these adventures, these treks together, now that they are in their 52nd year of marriage, is kind of a bookend for the manner in which their relationship began. Their first meeting began with an adventure, or they might say a misadventure. And Glenn showed up at a house that Jane was staying at, looking for someone to go sailing with him. And Jane volunteered. This is in 1970. And I don't think they knew at the time that was going to be their first real date. They had no idea what was going to come next. But maybe when they were sailing in Mission Bay, and then they got swamped by a passing motorboat and worked their way through that incident, it prefigured a lot that might come. Now, the word matot means tribes. And the singular of matot is mateh, which means a staff or a support. Jane and Glenn have supported each other through a wonderful 50-plus years of marriage. They raised 2 sons, Dan and David, who were raised in our community. They have a multitude of grandchildren, and they've been members since 1988 here. In this time, too, Glenn has converted to Judaism, and in fact, tonight, we remedied something. Before our service this evening, we gathered together with their family and friends to sign a ketubah. But now, in this moment, we want to honor you with a wedding blessing, a 50th anniversary wedding blessing, and celebrate your shared masa, your shared trek. So I invite the 2 of you forward. And although I'll be opening the ark, I invite you to remain seated. Oh, terrific. It's a whole new thing. Where's your brother?
He had to take care of the kids.
Oh, then we need someone else. Fred, do you mind coming up? But come on, I want you to stand here. So move into this place. And if Glenn, here. Yeah, please, here, hold 2 ends like that. You got it? Fred, you good?
This talit was brought back by Dan.
You got to get up high.
From his confirmation trip in Israel.
Oh, terrific. All right.
Yes.
Excellent.
Here we go.
Okay. Wow.
We have a chuppah.
Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu. Our God and God of our ancestors, bless this couple on this, the anniversary of their marriage. And may the 2 of you reflect with deep gratitude upon the years that have passed. Many and varied have been your experiences since that moment. May you recall the joys that have sweetened your lives. May you be thankful for the strength that allowed you to weather the storms that at times may have shook you to your very roots. God, you have been with this couple through all their years together. So may you continue to bless them with your presence in the years to come.
I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. God of all generations, we give thanks for the blessings that have graced our marriage, and we reflect upon the day of our union with thankfulness. May this joy be with us always, our way of life, loving and good, as we help each other bear the burdens and share joys. Let these be years of health and contentment, of unclouded happiness in the circle of our family and loved ones, of unbroken service of love and caring to those who are far and those who are near.
Amen. And I want to offer you this blessing, this threefold blessing on this night of so many blessings. Yevarechechem Adonai v'yishmerechem. May God bless you and keep you. Yer Adonai panav elechem v'chunechem. May God's light shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elechem v'yasem lechem shalom. And may God's presence and support enable this peace to just continue. The shlemut that you've found throughout these first 50 plus years, may that sense of peace continue for these years to come.
Thank you.
And we sing together these words of Siman Tov. Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov. Hey lanu, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael. We've rejoiced with groom and bride, and now let's turn to these words that depict Shabbat as a bride. Lecha Dodi, page 20 or 138. Lecha Dodi, Yana la 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 likrat kala, Yana la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela, Yana la 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 lecha dodi, Yana la 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 likrat kala, Yana la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, Ishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad, U'shemo echad, L'shemu tiferet v'letila. Lecha Dodi, Yada la 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 likrat kala, Yada la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. At Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki mekor avera, Adonai echad. la likrat kala. Ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nikah bela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala. Gam b'simcha u'tzola. Tochem emunei am segula. Boi chala, boi chala. Ay, ay, ay. Ya la 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 kadoni. Ya la 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 rakala. Ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nikah bela. Ya la 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 kadoni. Ya la 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 rakala. Ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nikah bela. Our call to prayer, page 28 or 146. Join with me on the top of page 31. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Ha'aravi. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in, lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. Open up
with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai your God.
Micha Mocha, page 40. Join us.
Chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Kal Yisrael.
A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night. Eternity utters a day. V'shamru, page 44.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת
invite God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. We take some time for collective communal prayer and also our own personal prayers. The Amidah, our standing prayer, begins on page 46. I'll invite those who are able to please rise as we sing the first few blessings together. Adonai Svatai Tiftach, Adonai Svatai Tiftach, Ufiyahi Tehilatecha, Ufiyahi Page 48. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei Hakol, Bezocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Page 50. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav le'hoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalchel chaim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofeh cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha bal gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memid umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, B'ne'eman atah lachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. 52. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehulu l'cha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Continue to ourselves the words on the page or the words in your hearts or on your minds this evening through page 63, and you can be seated once you've finished your own prayer.
yesterday ushered in the new month of Av, which is the month we start orienting towards the high holidays about now, and there's 2 months that lead up to Rosh Hashanah. There's Av, and then there's Elul, and then there's Rosh Hashanah and Tishrei. And the month of Av and the month of Elul is kind of a month of introspection and kind of thinking about and preparation, getting ready for the high holidays. But in order to get to that place, we actually have to go through kind of a sadness, which is the month of Av, and so yesterday brought in this time that's both a joyous time, a new month, a kind of a celebration, as new months always are, and also recognizing that we are entering into something that is that's starting to be a little more heavy. And so there's a melody that I wanted to bring into this space, which for the words you can find on page 273. They come from Hallel, or 565, and they come from Hallel. And Hallel is some psalms that you sing to bring in the new month, but they're saying Min HaMeitzar, from the depths I called out to you. So it's recognizing where we are in the depths. Min HaMeitzar karatia anani b'merchav yamin HaMeitzar karatia anani b'merchav yamin HaMeitzar karatia anani b'merchav yamin HaMeitzar karatia anani b'merchav Adonai lo ira ma'aseh li adam Adonai lo ira o ma'aseh li adam Adonai lo ira ma'aseh li adam Adonai lo ira ma'aseh li adam Min HaMeitzar karatia anani b'merchav yamin HaMeitzar karatia anani b'merchav yamin.
As we gather together, we find strength in the gathering, find strength in this community, find strength in our traditions. And so on Friday nights, we offer our prayer for healing. This evening, we're going to offer the words by Shir Yaakov Fate, healer of the brokenhearted. And as we offer our prayer for healing tonight, in particular, we're sending thoughts and prayers of healing of body or of spirit to M.A. Allen, Julie Arnheim, Yolanda Azucena, Steve Bauman, Susan Carlson, Reese Francis, Mary Lou Garfinkel, Jim Gill, Selena Glader, Faith Gobedy, Richard Heinz, Moritz Huppert, Marvin Jones, Andreas Judas, Toby Kay, Harold Muckamal, Eva Norman, Sophia Palisban, Dr. Mark Proroth, Rabbi Lori Phillips, Peggy Pizzo, Karina Rossner, Howard Schwartz, Chaim Yehuda Ben Chana Bela, Stephen Abraham Simon, David Baruch Ben Simona, Danielle Villasenor, Linda Wan, Katie Wilson, Marie Wolf, and Kathy Zweibelman. If there are others for whom you are sending prayers for healing, please share their name with our community now.
If you know these words, then please sing along. And if you don't, then sing. Then you can hum, or you can sing Hallelujah when we get there. Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of all wounds, counter of uncountable stars. You know who you are. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of all wounds, counter of uncountable stars. You know who you are. Hallelujah.
It's my pleasure to introduce our speaker this evening, Jacob Siegel. Jacob just finished his senior year, so he just graduated from high school. He's heading off to Berkeley in just a few short weeks, maybe even a couple of weeks. I don't know, at least a couple of weeks, sometime between 3 to 6 weeks from now. August 16th, you said you start? Yeah. And it is also our outgoing Baddie president. Our incoming Baddie president is here as well. Hi, Shane. So if you are a teen yourself or you have teens, you should talk to either Jacob or Shane at some point as well. They're lovely, friendly people. And Jacob, it's wonderful to have you with us this evening.
Betham, House of the People. What's in a name? For most of us, myself included, we go to shul all the time not thinking of the name. For me, going to Betham has long been going to temple. I don't think much about the name Betham or its meaning. However, in reflecting on my Jewish life through my almost 18 years of life, the words house and people seem to encapsulate it perfectly. Betham has always felt like home. I know the place like the back of my hand. It was almost unfair when we did scavenger hunts in youth education because I knew the place so well. From a young age, Betham was the place where my grandmother was president, my mother worked, and my grandfather and father were board members. It has always felt like a second home. The clergy and staff have always made me feel welcome, and the Baddie room with its omnipresent snacks has felt as comfortable as my own living room. Along with Beth Am feeling like a second home, the Jewish community has also provided me with many homes around the world. For many years, URJ Summer Camp 6 Point Sports West in Newman were my homes for the summer, connecting me with many of my closest friends to this day and allowing me to advance my Jewish self as an adolescent. I was invited into the home of an Israeli I had just met on my Nifty in Israel trip, allowing me a peek into life in Israel for a fellow teen. The land of Israel is a homeland for me and so many others, and it truly is a special place. Were someone to ask me what one word best encapsulates my Judaism, community would be my easy answer. For starters, Judaism has brought me closer to my family. For every holiday and simcha, our family gathers, and B'nai Mitzvah have kept me close to my extended family and taken me from corner to corner of the country, from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to Anchorage, Alaska. I really meant corner to corner. Being Jewish has also given me an avenue to learn about different communities around the world. Going to Shabbat services in London was a fascinating way to learn about the Jewish traditions in England. One such tradition was the kids shaking the hands of each board member after going up to the bima for the motzi. To say my brother and I were blindsided by that is an understatement. Seeing the Jewish community in Cuba earlier this summer and hearing about the changes their community has gone through was simultaneously heartbreaking and heartwarming. From being a strong and vibrant community after people immigrated to Cuba to avoid persecution in Europe, the community has almost entirely left the country, many in the early 1960s, and the Jewish community is, to some extent, on life support. However, having Shabbat dinner in the house of a Jewish-Cuban couple was one of the coolest things I've ever done. Being able to share traditions, both similar and different, and learn directly about life for people with a shared heritage to us, but living in a drastically different country, was fascinating and enlightening. Going on a trip to Israel with teens from all over the country was another example of how Judaism has connected me with people. I now have places to stay all over the country and have learned how life is similar and different throughout our country. Other experiences, such as L'Taken with my confirmation class, have offered similar opportunities to meet and connect with other Jews. Through all of these amazing experiences, the idea I keep coming back to is this: the power of people. The people at Beth Am have allowed me to learn so many important skills, specifically leading and following. Throughout life, everyone has to both lead and follow at different times. As a Badi board member, many times I needed to cede power and follow the lead of presidents and advisors. However, when it was my turn to be president, I was able to hone my leadership skills as I took on a greater role planning and running meetings and events. However, there are no leaders without people following, and no followers without people leading. Both groups are vital for any group task. Having experience with many types of people, both as leaders and followers, is necessary to build chemistry with them. Being Jewish has allowed me so many opportunities to work with different types of people, something infinitely valuable. Being Jewish has also taught me the value in diversity and meeting different kinds of people. If I had to pick one Jewish value that has the largest impact on my life, it would undoubtedly be B'Tselem Elohim. Everyone is made in the image of God. This value has led to me giving increased benefit of the doubt to people and seeing everyone for the good inside them. When meeting new people, I'm more inclined to give them a chance, and oftentimes do eventually find the spark inside of them. When I was in elementary school, my parents, especially my mom, would make me invite a teacher over every year with their family for dinner. For a while, I thought of that as awkward and unnecessary. However, as I have grown up, I have seen the value in it. Every day, teachers who are so underappreciated welcome students into their classrooms, their homes. The least we could do for them was welcome them into our home and show our appreciation for the important people in our lives. Meeting different people has welcomed different perspectives into my life, allowing me to become a wiser and better person. Being Jewish has taught me a lot of things. From community service to leadership to prayer, I've done a wide range of things with my Judaism. All these experiences have set me up confidently to pursue the next stage of my life, college, not just as a person, but as a Jew, involving Jewish community and tradition, such as keeping the Sabbath, in my life. However, what is most important is that it has always provided me with a community, people, a home, Beth Am. Shabbat Shalom.
Jacob, we're going to miss having you around here regularly, but unfortunately, if you don't show up here from time to time, we will visit you, all right? So if you don't want to see us too much over there, please come back regularly. That was terrific, and I know you're in for an incredible fall. We continue now with the Aleinu on page 282, and I invite you to rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. The Kaddish is on page 294, and this setting is by Catherine Chapin. Had I known that you were going, I could have given you at least good speed. But you slipped away so suddenly that I was left standing on the shore, watching into space, not knowing that you would never come back, till I felt the waters of the incoming tide cold about my heart. I do not ask for you again. I know the sea you sail does not touch these shores. I only look for a distant all-hail like the white crest of a wave against the horizon, or a signal light flashing once, sharp against the sky. Sail on, my bright, sturdy mariner. Let out a full sheet to your new winds. Taste the clear spray of your new waters. You were made for flight and swiftness and eternal freedom. Nothing shall weigh you down or call you back to the sweet earth, or the shape we knew, or the place that held you immeasurably dear. I have cut the anchor chain that bound you to me, and the great strength of my love, and the heavy ache of my loneliness, which might bear upon you and hold you back, I have fashioned into a shining silken fabric to be the highest and strongest of your new sails. If you are here tonight as a mourner, or in commemoration of a yard site, and if I read the name of your loved one, I invite you to rise so that we may recognize you and extend our support to you. And we remember at this time those of this congregation and of its families who have died during the past week. Penny Kermit, mother of our member Eben Kermit, Eve Kermit, and Jesse Kermit. We add to her name the names for those for whom we observe Shaloshim, the 30-day period of mourning. Philip Heath, Ruth Beckman, Ray Triger, Dorothy Huppert, Irene Levine, Howard Sussman, Beth Rosenthal, Roberto Juarez Crow, Linda Sherry. And we add to their names the names of those for whom we observe Yard Site. We commemorate Yard Site this week. Francis Abramson, Roy Adler, Joseph Alcabez, Catherine Alderman, Carl Irving Alper, Melvin Anisman, Rivka Aviad, Isaac Eisenberg, Gloria Barenkoff, Lillian Banish, Ruth Bauman, Natalie Beckett, Oleg Belov, Bernard Bergman, Beverly Besson, Eleanor Besson, James Borowitz, Ruth Burke, Wilma Kane, Myrna Cohen, Harry Davidman, Mitzi Deli, Irving Dressler, Donald Espeseth, Evelyn Gaylord, James Henry Gibson, William Gleason, George Goldstein, Carol Green, Alvin Greenfield, Jay Haber, Cindy Harband, Adele Harris, Albert Hirsch, Sylvia Hoffman, Ruth Lee Colm, Jerry Krolik, Dora Kropp, George Lane, Joseph Ladies, Lawrence Markowitz, Pepe Mermelstein, Dvoira Mezheritsky, Gersh Usharov Mezheritsky, Jane Michaels, Rosalind Grossman Morris, Gail Munson, Maurice Orlov, Marcia Plant, Pinchas Putilov Resnick, Harry Rothman, George Sachs, Ada Schilling, Aviva Schultz, Pesa Shapiro, Samuel Shapiro, Lillian Scheffner Goodkin, Michael Spall, Marion Schulman, Leonard Signer, Sina Golden Silbert, Naomi Solomon, Harold Stansler, Sally Stark, Mark Stern, Billy Sternberger, Julia Tabin, Naomi Taub, David Tofik, Matthew Taylor, Amanda Tyler, Rose Ehrman, Mark Weitzer, Shayna Vexler, Flora Vogel, Edith Wachtel, Herman Wadenmaker, Lorraine Whitman, and Don Wolfson. Are there any other names? Zichronam Livracha, may their memory be for a blessing. And we now stand with you, and we recite these words together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'izman kari v'ymeru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivarach le'olam olamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiran b'alma v'yimeru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru. Amen.
Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru. Amen.
I want to remind you that we are continuing to collect tzedakah on this Shabbat for Yad Sarah, the largest volunteer staffed organization in Israel that provides a vital array of compassionate health and home care services for people of all ages. We urge you to give and to give generously, and you can do that through Venmo, straight into our tzedakah box, or through our website. And we're going to conclude our service tonight with the singing of Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, but there is one more life cycle moment we have to also pay heed to on this evening. This gentleman here, it's his birthday. So let us join together in singing these ancient words. Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, can translate that.
If you want to give me a special gift, you can claim this talit as yours. I'm continuing the campaign to reclaim lost talitot. This one is another beauty sitting in the Beth Am front office. If it's yours, reach out. You can claim it. Please let me know.
We continue or conclude now with Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. If you need the words, 353.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Shalom, shalom. Salam, salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam.
Join with me.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Take good care.
Shabbat shalom.